Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening from Australia. My name is Morrigan, and if you don't know, I have set myself one simple goal, which is to make one, maybe two small changes every week to my life and then track the results over time to see if those changes make a difference to my well-being. Now in this video, I've decided to finally start tracking where I'm at with things at the moment in my life, specifically this time around my food. So what I've done is I've tracked everything that I've eaten for a week, and it's bad. It's really, really bad. I'll tell you straight off the bat that there is just an unreasonable amount of sugar and caffeine in my diet and nary a vegetable to be found. So let's just get into it. I should also say I'm not going to structure this video like a standard what I eat in a day, what I eat in a week sort of video. And there's a couple of reasons for this. Firstly, my diet is quite limited at the moment. I'm not eating a wide range of things, so I eat the same things every day. And I didn't think it would be much fun for you to watch me cook and eat the same things over and over again, repeatedly, ad nauseum. Also, this video isn't just about me tracking what I'm eating over the course of a week and turning this into a little bit of a shame fest. While that might be kind of entertaining for you, I don't think that's going to be particularly helpful to me in the long run anyway. What I want to do, more than anything really, is look at what I'm eating and also look at why I'm eating those things. See if I can figure out why I'm doing what I'm doing so that I can then address some of the pain points and make some changes. So I've found that there are essentially 4 big challenges at the moment that I want to address with my diet. The first of those is essentially my complete and utter lack of cooking skills. Now, I have a couple of skills that I can offer to the world, but cooking is definitely not one of them. I have been on the planet for a couple of decades. I'm not going to say how many. But in that time, I have really not learnt how to cook a damn thing. I know how to cook essentially 5, maybe 6 dinners, and all of them revolve around some kind of jar sauce or pre-mixed spice sachet. I am cooking nothing from scratch. Those meals are in high rotation in my kitchen, so I eat those same 6, half a dozen meals over and over and over again. And dinner is essentially the only thing I do cook. So I have no idea how to cook myself a breakfast and no idea how to cook myself a lunch. And that means, especially for lunch, I am very reliant on pre-made convenience foods that I no longer enjoy. They were fine when I was like 20 years old and I thought they tasted great, but I'm not 20 anymore and I no longer think that they taste great. So I don't enjoy these foods. I'm simply eating a lot of the food that I'm eating because I have to eat. And some days, I think 2 days this week, I didn't even eat a meal because I just didn't want to have to eat the things that I'm reliant on anymore. So I just skipped meals because I wasn't looking forward to the food. I didn't want to have to eat that thing again, so I just didn't eat at all. Now my second big issue is breakfast, and this one I think might be the hardest for me to fix. I don't really like any kind of breakfast foods at all. Well, that's not true. I really like sausages and I really like waffles, but I don't think I could get away with eating those every morning. I think I could, and I think that would solve my I don't enjoy breakfast problem, but I also think it would throw up a whole new set of problems that I need to address. So that's maybe not the way to go. Now, breakfast foods usually are either cereal or toast. Cereal is fine. I think the flavor of that is okay. The problem is that I'm usually starving again 2 to 3 hours after I've eaten it. It just really doesn't fill me for very long. And I also worry about the sugar content in a lot of them. I know they're high in sugar, but I'm not that savvy with reading sort of the ingredients lists and the tags on stuff. That being said, I do eat cereal for dinner, oddly enough, because it's light, it's easy, and I don't feel like cooking a lot of the time. So I'm also rely on cereals for a nighttime meal where my belly is not super full and distended when I go to bed. And then that leaves bread, and A lot of people seem to be really excited about bread, and I just don't understand that. I have a real sweet tooth, as this video will show, and I do not find bread a particularly interesting, unique sort of food to eat. It's quite bland, and my basic philosophy with food is that the savory stuff that we eat is just the stuff I consume to line my stomach so that I can eat more of the sweet stuff without feeling sick. So I really don't know why everybody's that into bread. It's beyond me. And I will eat it because I have to eat something, and it's the lesser of all the evils. Now, my third big food challenge is simply that I'm single. And cooking when you're single oftentimes just doesn't seem worth the effort. Often I'm tired when I get home, and so I can just make myself a cheese and Vegemite sandwich and have that for dinner, and that's not an issue. There's no pressure to cook. Another issue with being single is that it's expensive. A lot of the times the really good deals on food are when things are sold in bulk, and I can't eat that much. Like, I can't eat 3 kilos of a vegetable or 3 kilos of a meat. Oftentimes when I do cook myself a dinner, I'm then eating that dinner for days and days on end. It takes me 4 or 5 days to work through what would feed one family in a night. Before you judge me on wanting to eat cheaply, please remember that I live in Australia, and it's a very expensive country to begin with, and food is just getting more and more expensive. For example, in the middle of 2022, I think, we were being charged $10 for a head of lettuce. That's how much it cost us after the floods, and given what was going on around the world. A lettuce, which is not the best food in the world, a lettuce was $10. So everybody is looking to eat cheaply nowadays, and single people aren't any different. And then my fourth big challenge is that I am essentially just mainlining caffeine and sugar right now to try and stay vertical. I'm exhausted, and so I'm relying on caffeine and sugar to keep me upright and functional. Or maybe I'm exhausted because I'm relying on caffeine and sugar to keep me upright and functional. I don't know. Either way, it's not good. I'm tired. I eat caffeine and sugar, and then I'm tired, and I eat caffeine and sugar, and then I'm tired, and so I eat caffeine and sugar. So this is not a great solution. Also, coffee is getting stupidly expensive. I found there are all of these little tricks now starting to happen in the market where coffee shops will sell you a regular coffee, only it's no longer a regular coffee. The coffee cup is still the same height, but it's a lot thinner now. And so essentially it's just a small coffee, but it's in a tall glass. Or they're halving the shots that go into like different sizes now. So you'll buy a regular coffee, but it's only got the same amount of coffee as a small. I'm really not wanting to buy coffees out anymore, but I have no idea how to make a good coffee at home. In terms of snacks, I am aware that there are healthy snacks out there, but I'm also aware that a lot of them aren't particularly healthy. A lot of them are really high in sugar and salt, and so I avoid them. But in avoiding them, I just wind up eating the snacks that I know for a fact aren't healthy, and that's quite a stupid solution, really. So I need to sort of get my snack game on point a little bit more. So to summarize, I guess, I know that my breakfasts are a problem because they're very plain and bland, and I don't look forward to them, and I'll often sub out a really bland breakfast for one that's very high in sugar. I know that lunch is an issue because I don't know how to make myself any kind of nice lunch, and so I rely on convenience foods that I don't really like, and again, they're probably very high in salt. I know dinner's an issue because it's hard to make something that's cost effective as a single person, and I'm making the same things repetitively and then eating them repetitively. I know that my snacks and my coffee are an issue because they're expensive and they're unhealthy. And yeah, it's just a bit of an issue right now, and I'm gonna have to try to figure out some solutions to all of this. So thanks for coming to my TED Talk, and I'll see you on the next one with hopefully a couple of solutions.